Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Deadwood series. We have reached episode 7 of season 2 and it is called EB Was Left Out. Sounds like a great title to me. I'd be more concerned if EB was included in anything. Last episode we saw the full extent of how dangerous Mr. Wilcott can be. He killed those 3 women in the brothel, slit all their necks just because Sai was attempting to use it as some sort of bribery tool. He marched straight over there and killed all 3 of those women. Absolutely shocking. And that led Joni to get the rest of her girls out of town, even though she herself is deciding to stay there. I don't know if that'll be a smart decision or not, but I hope he doesn't do anything to Joni. That will absolutely infuriate me if Joni is now in danger as well. Al is basically mended up now and he's starting to realise what has happened to the town while he was subdued. He knows it's Mr. Hurst bankrolling all this stuff, and he also knows that he's probably got to do something about it quickly before it spirals out of control. They've already had the release in the press to drum up fear, and a lot of people are already beginning to sell their titles and claims to Sai. If Al doesn't step in soon and do something about this, it might be all over before anyone blinks. And I don't know her name yet, but that woman that was teaching language to the child Miss Garrett's looking after. I knew this woman was no good, but last episode reached an entirely new high and showed she had zero moral compass on the things she apparently was prude about to begin with, because as soon as Silas found out, he obviously hated her for setting up that meeting with Al just for her to lay out her plan to him like that. And then she got him back on her side by offering him sex, just bought him off with vagina. This woman is a schemer. I don't know how this story's gonna end, but there just seems to be potential drama everywhere just now. And on top of that, we saw the leader of the mob who was against the press releasing the statement about the titles and claims get on the bad side of Seth and decide to go and ejaculate on his horse as some sort of weird revenge. Horstetler and the general caught him in the act and made him sign a confession on a chalkboard. Not sure how that's gonna be relevant to future storylines, but it'll be interesting to see if it's ever used against him. And with that, let's get into this week's episode. I've been looking forward to it, so without further ado, this is episode 7, season 2, EB Was Left Out. Let's check it out and see what it's saying to it.
Did you know this fucking walkway connected us?
So he's actually connected to the newsagent's office. That's strange.
My office was ransacked and feces mounded in the corner.
I guess that could have either been the mob or the commissioner himself, because he actually didn't publish it, he just posted it outside. Not sure as to which of those two groups it would have been now. Both have a legitimate reason to want to fuck up his business.
The physical damage is repairable, but the psychic wound may be permanent.
Oh, grow up. You're in the Wild West. You had a table broke. Have you not seen what's happened to all the other residents of this town? Get some perspective.
Doc Cochran slapped me in the face.
And it's exactly what you deserve. Man the fuck up.
Pain or damage don't end the world, or despair, or fucking beatings.
I'm 100% with Al.
You got more punishment in store. Stand it like a man.
I mean, there's way worse going on all over the place. He's literally had a printing press broke, if that. He can get over it. That was a good pep talk by Al though. Charlie seems to have returned successfully after escorting Joni's women out of town.
You use pigs too, Lee? Getting rid of bodies? Or some other disposal method?
Keeping it to himself then. If you ask me, the pigs is the best way to go. They certainly do not leave a trace.
100 extras in the wrap, you'll hurt my feelings not to take.
Ah, so she has returned to Sai. I was so hoping she was going to go and join Al's saloon after the end of the last episode sort of hinted toward it. This is not a good move now that Sai's in the back pocket of Mr. Wilcott.
How's things at your place?
It's just me left.
I see.
And Sai looks absolutely heartbroken at that news.
When I left Walcott there last night to come and get you, was all 3 still alive?
I'd be curious what happened to the other 3.
That was a strange response.
Now ask after Maddie. if Walcott killed him and there's remains, to see him buried.
I'm surprised she's still asking after Mattie, considering she put a pistol to her head and told her to leave. She was an absolute greedy bitch. Out of the 3 women, she's the one that deserved to die, not the other 2 who were just working, doing their job.
No picnic, is it, honey? Running pussy.
Well, I mean, it's usually quite smooth sailing until you get a razor-wielding psychopath walking into your premises. Then it's good to have some security. That's the one thing that place lacked, to be fair, some security. If there was some guys watching over the women there, he wouldn't have been able to get out of that place alive. Go on, do it, you little shit. You were a prick as Jack McCall, and you're a prick as Mr. Wilcott. You have a diverse acting range, and they're all pricks.
Shall I tell her time is of the essence?
What ain't it?
It's taken him a while to get his walk back. This mild stroke he's had definitely affected him physically.
And if she asks me why you wouldn't?
Say you're a pain in my balls that can't desist from inquiry.
At least Al's being honest with his explanation. That was a well-acted door slam as EB walked out there. Bit him on the ass a little bit.
They're dead.
A different 3.
My partner and 2 girls.
I hope she asks Charlie to be security for her place. That would be great.
And the place empty of any sign that they was ever born or lived or got killed.
So messed up. Especially Doris and the other working girl. They just did not deserve that fate just for knowing what Mr. Wilcott likes.
It's only between us. I told you as a friend.
And that's how I heard it.
I really like these two's friendship. May they be friends for a long time to come.
Them chinks ain't pulling, Mr. T.
Even at a dime a fuck.
Chinese working girls ain't making money.
Among humans for grip, a China woman snatch has no peer. In all nature.
Building up the mythology towards Chinese vaginas. It's an interesting marketing strategy.
Are you addressing me?
Too late to catch the one who taught you your fucking manners.
Charlie's breaking his balls. That's good to see.
How adorably she sniffs at the tang of freshness in the kidneys.
Sophia hated the smell of that. Walcott's looking pretty uncomfortable with Charlie behind him now. I hope someone makes this guy sweat. He seems to have no threats to himself just now. Thinks he owns the world.
A penny for your thoughts.
I'm glad to be leaving your company.
Didn't need a penny to figure out that thought.
That's twice you fucking stared at me.
I feel you breathing on my neck.
Should I exhale out my ass?
This is amazing.
I see you got your big fucking knife there. And hid somewhere on your persons you probably got some pussified shooting instrument.
You tell him, Charlie. This is incredible. Oh, that looked like an instant ball kick. This might not end well for Charlie because of the man he's kicking the shit out of, but if Charlie's gonna go, this is the way I want to see him go. Beating the fucking piss out of this prick.
Charlie!
Oh, this is glorious. Don't stop him. He's a deputy. Trust his judgment.
When I was leaving the hotel, Wolcott had accidentally stepped on Utter's foot.
That's reason enough to nearly kill him in my book.
Drove a wagon out of camp last night. And that whore that used to work for Tolliver was talking to someone hidden in the wagon bed.
Al is on top of everything again. Figured it out in a millisecond.
Stay put. Don't fucking order me around.
I'm taking him off.
Charlie's such an honourable man, but when he loses his temper, it's hard to control him.
Cocksucker stepped on my toe.
Oh, tell him the real reason. He's going to think you're a reactionary prick if that's your excuse.
He's always dragging that fucking leg.
Early morning fucking chill.
That was so good to see Jewel be able to say that to Al. Wow.
Maybe convene with Bullock and Utter, discover the details. Let it be known that's the wrong ox to gore.
I was wondering if Cy was going to go to bat for Mr. Walcott. It seems like he is. Still in his back pocket.
Used to be Wild Bill Hickok's best friend.
I see.
Several of your ribs are broken.
Good, I hope they take forever to heal. I hope just when they're about to heal, he trips and re-breaks them. Notice him straight away trying to get the info as to who did it though. This might end badly for Charlie.
I own a letter said to be his best friend's last. I would consider giving it to him.
Sounds like bait to me.
Will there be a renewal of the violence?
Oh, I hope not, Doctor. I didn't do well in the original.
No, you didn't, did you? You got your little bitch ass stamped into the dirt, didn't you? Must be a shame that. Can Mr. Hurst help with your fighting prowess? No? Then shut the fuck up, you little shit.
A new suit.
Nope.
The ruddy health of your complexion may bring the pattern out differently.
Nice excuse for trying to be complimentary, being wrong, and then trying to seem like you were being perceptive anyway, EB.
Mrs. Garrett, how do you do? Thanks for seeing me.
Is Al going to confess it was him who killed her husband right now? Because now that other woman's in the picture, something's got to give.
I had urged patience on your husband before he had his mishap.
Oh, he's not then.
Mr. Swearengen's only come to talk, Sophia.
I hope Al feels guilty. That's the same kid he ordered to have murdered in the doctor's office.
You frighten her.
I'll have that effect.
I think specifically it was your plotting against her life.
Yeah, tends to put fear into children.
Mrs. Ringhausen?
She's a Pinkerton.
Ah, she is with the Pinkerton agency. No way.
Wants to give me money. To confirm what she says you confessed, that you hired me to kill him.
So he's wanting money from Miss Garrett to side with her, I'm assuming.
And how much do you ask of me as commission to tell the truth?
I don't like the Pinkertons. They're muscle.
Oh, he's not wanting bribe money. No way.
Your staying suits my purpose.
As much as you can, please minimize your obscenities.
I need to work on the same thing.
If you want to match their 50, that'll be between you and your God.
Ah, okay. So he is expecting money. At least he's not like asking for double or anything. Just the same.
I turn the document over to you to use as evidence against them, if they ever came against you.
This is cool of Al to do this. He could have been really covert and sneaky about this situation, but he understands that it's for the best of the camp to side with Miss Garrett, and he's doing the right thing.
What tea do you enjoy?
I like that fucking black Darjeeling.
It's like me trying not to swear. I literally can't help it, and if anything, sound not myself when I don't.
Them Chinese girls' quivers don't run quite plumb.
That's a fucking libel and a myth. They'll never get my dime.
This is messed up. All women can be beautiful, Chinese included. This is just prejudice.
Chinese whore has an ancient way of milking you your sorrow, loneliness.
Here he goes, peddling the Chinese prostitute myths.
Stepped on his foot.
Or maybe, Si, Mr. Udder would want to tell us about a wagon drive he took last night.
Oh, I was gonna get all this shit out on the table now. Charlie was trying to be a bit subdued about the real reasons, but this might all come out.
The Hearst interests require special treatment. We can face up to that like men, or get steamrolled by the fucking alternative.
Surely he's coming across as just a bought-off shell saying this to the rest of them. I hope one of them clocks that's what he is. Al knows, obviously, but he should voice it.
They'll buy the judge, and if they can't, the jury or witnesses. If not, they'll start into killing.
Now, I do agree with Si on that point. This guy is clearly incredibly powerful. It's an uphill battle fucking with him.
If Hearst geologists ain't pursuing remedies and Udder ain't, adjourned.
So the conclusion was basically nothing will come of it. I don't think Mr. Walcott will be happy getting his ass handed to him like that and not get any revenge toward Charlie.
Why not come out five abreast? Cavorting and taunting. EB was left out. EB was left out.
Oh, shut up, Farnham. There is nothing you could have added to that conversation which would have helped anything.
Two come this way.
Even the way he spies is rat-like. His head movement and shit. He's like a little meerkat.
Whatever was purposed by your get-together at the gym, I hope came to full fruition.
Thanks.
Trying his best to get any sort of information out of them. Got nothing.
How are you feeling?
Well, thank you, as I hope you are and your family.
We're all very well.
It's good to see these two actually interact. This is the first time we've seen it since the awkward, separation.
Better lately in the afternoons than in the morning.
Oh.
Is that her way of telling him she's pregnant, or does she not want to tell him yet?
Would it be better for you if I left?
Because I am unwell in the mornings.
Does he not know what she's trying to tell him?
I do not wish to make things more difficult for you.
She deep down doesn't want him to leave, but this is so messed up.
Certain to know.
It becomes you.
Ah, so he does know she's pregnant. I thought surely he's not that dumb. It was just me. I'm that dumb.
Would your true goal be further rebuke?
You better not try and attack Charlie.
One would think, as mayor...
I don't know, Farnham.
Well...
I don't fucking know!
By all means, then, let's just let the matter rest.
Farnham's getting no respect this episode. It's glorious to see. First we saw Walcott get beaten up and now Farnham treated like shit. This episode's like Christmas.
I'm done at that hardware store. They're fucking harping and badgering.
God, Trixie has turned into such a snake. Like, Saul and Seth were looking after her, took her in to teach her some shit, and now she's just going round to Al to bitch about them constantly.
You want me back there. Secreted and listening in.
Attentive in particular to talk of Hearst's geologist.
Oh man, I had such faith in Trixie turning a corner. She's now essentially going to be a spy over at the hardware store to see if they're talking about Walcott. Try as she might, she can never get herself fully out of Al's back pocket, and sometimes she willingly dives back into it.
I come to apologize for my work with the decimals and my attitude over my errors.
Since this isn't coming from a place of just honesty and now espionage, I hate Trixie for this. Why couldn't her and Seth have just got along before Al told her to do so? He's a decent enough guy.
Tread lightly, who lives in hope of pussy.
Spoken like a true Shakespearean thespian.
Issued from that Chinese whore hut and walking like a man relieved.
I didn't know we had a walk when we'd just been relieved. Did we walk different? I need to watch out for that shit.
They're under our care.
We're their supervisors.
The worst two supervisors you could wish for as a prostitute.
There's a run-on from the other side of camp all the way down the creek. Tallest fucking Chinaman I ever seen, keeping the line in fucking order.
Nice. It's nice to see businesses picking up for the Chinese hookers.
You know that fucking Chinaman he made reference to, don't you?
Better suited than us in every fucking aspect of the task.
Is that Mr. Lee? He did seem pretty tall. I don't know if I'd call him the tallest Chinaman in the world, but he's certainly the tallest in Deadwood.
I see Guardians without it. Verify my thinking. He earns his bread shipping packages.
Is Al monologuing to himself right now? I mean, I'm all for voicing your thoughts and shit, but this is incredibly specific to say to yourself.
If there's a chance in 1,000 you people have been praying right, why get your boss's attention?
Who the fuck is he talking to in that box? Is that a head?
I have inscribed no address.
No idea who was in that box. I'm assuming it's a human being.
You look like dew on fucking roses.
What happened to Jane? I don't remember Jane getting beaten up.
Fucking bruises everywhere.
Dished out by who?
That fucking better not have been Walcott and just her drinking.
Jesus Christ. She neglected to inscribe the destination.
What in the hell is in this box? I need to know.
Don't care who he works for, thinks he can get away with that. You give that cocksucker what he fucking needed.
100%. I am in agreement with Al over this, for sure.
She told you what?
What she saw.
She didn't see fucking nothing.
Did she tell Al? I don't think she did. I think he's just prying him for information.
Al! Al? Why, Al?
Oh my god. I'm not saying Farnham isn't a funny character, but I still hate him. He's just pathetic, isn't he?
And am I still the mayor?
For all of me, in perpetuity.
That's all he cares about. He doesn't have any real power. He doesn't mind.
You can bet he had his wrists in it up.
Tolliver.
Tolliver.
Yeah, before, after, and in the fucking middle, too.
Al knows Cy is 100% aligned with Mr. Walcott.
Avoided putting his pet interests, innocence, so forth, guilt, fucking who did what to fucking who, before the needs of the fucking camp.
Agreed, it was quite an amicable meeting. Nothing was really resolved at it, but at least it ended without incident or harsh punishment for Charlie.
Let me borrow this beauty, Jack.
All yours, boss.
Seems subdued.
It's horrible to see Cy once again with his arm around Joni. In a day, her business has just been destroyed by this incident.
Fucking throat's cut. You didn't clean up their gore.
Don't tell me you cleaned up anyone's gore, Cy.
He probably didn't. He probably got a few of his lackeys to do the dirty work for him.
I propose instead you and me, Miss Stubbs, wrestle the fucking future to the ground.
I knew it. This is exactly what he's wanted ever since she got her own place funded by Cy's ex-card dealer. He wanted to have her in his back pocket. Such a dislikable character.
Move back here, Joni, where I can fucking protect you.
No.
Smart choice, Joni.
Don't be like your dead fucking friend, afraid to face the truth.
Thank God. That's so good to see her walk away from him. I hope she knows that he's actually in Mr. Walcott's back pocket.
I can't guarantee it's genuine. It has the feel of authenticity.
I hope Charlie's came with a gun. I don't trust this guy and his fucking razor.
Your account of what Miss Stubbs told you.
The prudentest thing you can do is not name that girl again with me in the fucking room.
Better keep your hands off Joni. Charlie will finish the fucking job if you touch Joni.
I'm promising I'll sooner blow off your fucking head and take the fucking letter from your corpse than confide any fucking particulars
to me.
To any fucking one.
I knew Charlie would react like this. I don't know what Mr. Walcott's game plan is. He basically told him who it was though. Walcott knows it's Joni. I don't like this interaction. Even though Charlie told him nothing, he also told him everything, do you know what I mean?
Open or closed?
Open, please.
Oh, I get the feeling this is a bad idea. I think Charlie should have went with option A and just shot him in the head and took the letter. Joni is definitely in danger now. Okay, and that was episode 7 of season 2 of Deadwood. EB was left out, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, EB was left out. What did I think of that? Somewhat an incredibly glorious episode for several reasons. First of all, it's always great to see EB Farnham getting no respect, not being included in any of the genuinely important conversations, ratting his way around for information and getting told to fuck off. All those parts of the episode were amazing. The best bit, of course, was seeing Mr. Walcott dragged into the street and getting the living shit kicked out of him by Charlie Utter. 10 out of absolute 10. The only thing is, that incident will have repercussions. This Mr. Walcott is clearly a psychopath and he's being so subdued in his response to Charlie about it. You can tell he has deeper plans for getting revenge toward Joni, the woman who told Charlie about what happened and caused him to attack him in the first place. This dude just needs to be dealt with. The sooner the better. I don't care if he works for Mr. Hurst or not. I don't care if they can buy the entire legal system, juries, witnesses, or kill people if they need to. I don't care. At the end of the day, what can Mr. Hurst do if one of his agents is executed in Deadwood? Send another agent? Come down himself? Send in a whole group of muscle? Either way, Charlie really likes Joni, and if Joni wants to increase her chances of survival, they're going to have to do something about Mr. Walcott permanently, or the problem will persist or get bigger in the long run. 100%. There's no way this guy's taking an ass kick and lying down. He thinks too highly of himself and too little of everybody else to let that shit lie. I will say though, Joni made an incredibly smart decision not agreeing to be watched over by Cy and return to his establishment or have him have any say in her establishment. Knowing that Cy's already in Walcott's back pocket, that would probably speed up the process of Joni dying. I think Cy would sacrifice Joni for these people. He seems to talk like these people are just unfuckwithable, untouchable, and if Walcott gave the order to kill Joni, Cy would probably do it himself. Her best bet just now is to realistically align herself with Al. which they did tease at the last of the episode before this one, but it seemingly went nowhere. I really hope she rethinks that and decides to go back to the gem. That is where she is safest just now. Seth now knows that Mrs. Garrett is pregnant. He's asked her if she wants him to leave camp. He's obviously not going to do that. But going forward, this is going to create so much awkwardness, especially when she becomes visibly pregnant or at some point has the kid. Is Seth going to juggle two separate families? Is he going to end up getting back with Mrs. Garrett, the woman he truly had a natural attraction to begin with? Or is he just going to definitely stick with the family he's attempting to raise and let her raise the kid herself? And Trixie has just went from likeable to dislikable, from likeable to dislikable this entire show for me. She keeps flip-flopping. I never know how to judge her, but just now she seems like a right little snake in the grass, going back to the gem and bitching about Seth and Saul, while going back round there and acting like she's been the one out of line, apologising, trying to keep in with them, just because Al wants information on Walcott. I really thought she had, if not Seth's, definitely Saul's best interest at heart, but she seems to have grown tired of both of them, and is now just essentially working as a covert agent on the behest of Al. She had so much potential to be a cool character in this show. Not that she still doesn't, but she's definitely went down in my estimation again the last couple of episodes. And Jane showed up looking like she'd had the shit beat out of her. At first I thought this was perhaps a revenge by Walcott, but I genuinely think it's just due to her drinking problem, and it's good that Charlie recognises that and is looking after her. Hopefully she knocks that shit on the head. I like a balanced Jane, maybe occasionally drinking and saying funny shit, but most of the time being on point. It would definitely benefit her in the long run. All in all though, I found this episode to be absolutely great. As always, to be fair, I basically love every episode of this show I watch, and as always, I cannot wait to see what happens next week and where all these storylines go from here. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and the channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.